We are here today to talk about dating while during COVID.
Ooh, is that a thing?
Yeah, I think
Should it be a thing? Should we be dating during COVID? What?
I don't know. But today we will actually jump on a Zoom call where we will talk to some special guests about their experiences from a lady and a male's perspective. We want to talk to some different people about their experiences. Okay?
Cool.
So take a second.
We're here with Aleah.
Aleah,
Thank you so much for being on. She is originally from LA, living in Washington, D.C. right now. And she works as a strategy consultant, and she also does freelance strategy consultant work.
Exactly. And this girl over here is now in DC living the best life.
Chocolate City, what's up?
First off, we want to have a little icebreaker. And we're going to start off with tell us who you are again. Any like creative things you may be doing right now? Tell us a little bit about that. And then also, if you could be any dating app, which app would it be and why? All right.
A dating app?
Yeah.
So your personality as a dating app.
Exactly. It's no judgment. If it's no judgment. So what dating app would you be? All right. And so go ahead, give us what you got.
So like I said, I'm Aliya. I'm originally from LA, but currently living in DC. Something that creative I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm actually kind of boring at the moment.
We all are.
I know.
Trust me. But creative is
to be honest, okay, I feel like the one creative thing I do is like similar to you guys, but every couple of weeks I host a chat that I call Black People Discussing Black Things.
Oh my God! Why don't we know this already? This is so cool.
Man knows he joins, but it's just like pretty much the premise is that every topic is a black topic. So we just discuss like social events, political events, and anything that's kind of happening on Black Twitter or in the world today.
That is so cool.
Awesome. Cool.
And so if you were a dating app, which app would you be?
Oh yeah.
Which app would I be? I would probably be, I don't know. I like Hinge.
Ooh, Hinge! Everyone likes Hinge. Why?
Either Hinge or Bumble, but yeah, because Hinge asks all the funky kind of questions, you know what I mean? And I like Bumble because women make the first move.
Yeah, love it.
Said forget about chivalry. All right.
We met on Hinge, so we are definitely Hinge fans.
We are Hinge fans. The app has been deleted. That's.
You guys meet on Hinge?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So hey, I mean, it's cool because like I said, it's a lot more questions. I feel like a lot more. If you're looking for a certain genre of people, black, white, or whatever, there's a lot more professionals, on that app. It sounds like, and so that's kind of why I liked it. Really, everyone I talked to, before this lady, came my life.
There was someone else before me. What? I thought it was your first. What happened?
First in everything of life. I mean, they were all professional. Like, they all had it was like my HBCU experience over here. Like, we have like real conversations, So that was really cool. So awesome. Yeah. So we're the same. We're hinged. We're hinged together.
You're Hinge alum. You guys are alum.
Cool. So we're going to start. So first of all, you said you're more of an interesting case, when it comes to COVID dating. So it's like we know like there's a risk, right? I said, we know the fact that, if they live with people that are older, they are more prone to getting like the worst symptoms, if they were to contract COVID. We know that, there is a possibility. We don't know who they're hanging out with,
Right. You don't even know this person.
Yeah. And so is there any kind of like things you got to ask, to get this kind of information out where not like I'm like interrogating you, but it's just like, like I'm trying to be safe, How do you interrogate me without interrogating me? Like what have you used or you heard of or like?
I mean, I gotta know where your heart's at, where your mind is at. Like, how do you feel about COVID? Do you think it's real?
For real.
That's true.
Some people feel like it's a hoax. Some people think that like it's not that serious. Some people think that the media is lying about the death rates. all that kind of stuff. So I feel like I probably start there. Like, you think it's real? You not think it's real? Like, what are your beliefs about it? And it probably would be like, it probably be a very subtle kind of conversation. You know what I mean?
True.
They probably wouldn't even know that I'm taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually judging you. But like,
And
but
that's
they probably would think that they're just like expressing their opinions, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't really realize that I'm actually like taking notes and judging
Yeah.
you.
No. And I love
Take
what
them
you
notes,
said. I love what you said about how like where's your heart and where's your mind at? Because really, if you're just asking, anyone knows like the right response to give.
Right.
It doesn't actually mean like that's where their heart is. So like kind of tapping into that like intuition of a person, but still asking those questions at the same time.
Yeah, it's just like it's like hard, right? Because we're all talking through a social media, you know. So like you never can really interpret what someone's saying, you know.
Right.
And so it's like you kind of just make your own picture, you know, what they're saying, and a lot of times it's false, you know. Like maybe you're just more genuine than kind of what we think. So we just think like we're gonna swipe, right? You know. And so like another question is like, when do you start asking these questions? Like, do you ask them at the very beginning, or it's like, do I talk to them first and then kind of like then get to?
I mean, I think like when you're kind of getting to that place where you're like, I want to see you in person, maybe like a week or so beforehand, you probably like, all right, what, you know.
Tell me more.
Like I said, it'll be a very subtle conversation that I wouldn't even bring it up in a way that's super direct. I would just kind of be like, did you see the death rates today? What do you think about that? Like,
she's a strategist.
I would just kind of like just be like, oh my God, this is crazy.
From PG County, I heard there's a lot of people dying over there.
That's ridiculous.
How do you feel about that?
So your experience right now is not really on the apps. It's more with people.
Yeah, like I said, my experience now is people from my past that I didn't even know maybe were interested in me, but then like are interested in me now, or like we kind of like we're always like in contact, but like not like in contact like that, and then it became something like that. So I mean, that's kind of how it is. Like people, I would post on Instagram or something, and people who usually comment on my pictures or on my DMs, like it's like people who I thought were friends, and then ended up like becoming more interest.
So how's it going? Like, is it anything that you're like excited about, or like not so excited about?
Well, I just actually got out of a situationship.
Okay, so a situationship is that space where you are more than friends with benefits. You're more than friends, but you haven't decided mutually to be in a relationship. So it's kind of like, I don't want to use this word, but it popped into my mind.
Use it. I'm married.
Purgatory.
Yeah,
there you go, girl.
I was in a COVID situationship. So now I am taking it really slow.
So for you, like with that situationship, like, I mean, without being so, you know, descriptive of like how it like is, like, you know, like what was the rough piece of it? Like, you know, like what made it to the point, oh, we can't extend it on? Is it the fact that, you know, you're learning maybe someone during COVID and then you don't know how they really are, you know, or is it kind of like, oh, you're just showing up, you know, like what was the piece that was kind of like, yeah, this just can't extend this to a relationship, you know, it's not gonna work?
We lived in a different state, so it was like,
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, a long distance situationship, the worst. And it's COVID, so like it was a recipe for disaster in a way, and he had a really my phone.
Probably him calling. No, I'm playing stuff. He hasn't seen the episode yet. When he sees this episode, he probably gonna be like, ooh.
He gonna be, let me call back.
But yeah, what happened? I guess it kind of came to the point where like he had other really competing priorities in his life in terms of his family and work, and I felt like I didn't, you know, it was best for me to like let you do that, and then I'll just keep moving on.
Got it.
Do you think COVID affected that situation in a specific type of way, or you think it would have kind of like ended up the same way if it was not COVID?
Did COVID affect that? I think the distance affected more. And yeah, I mean, like we weren't able to really like see each other like often, because of COVID or because of distance more so than anything. And then, both of us were hesitant to like travel or get on the plane. So yeah, kind of.
No, I mean that's real.
Thinking about it now, like how did COVID play a part in this?
You said
no, you had me thinking like how did can I blame COVID for the reason that we broke up? But yeah,
I think you brought up a good point. Even like, you were a distance away. But like, you can get on the plane to even think of even that to be a thought. You still gotta be like, like I gotta think about like all the people I gotta be around when I'm in the airport. So it's like you kind of, for me it would be like mentally I'm distancing myself. Constantly, because I know there's a lot of stipulations that you have to worry about. And so I was gonna ask you, like, is there any other precautions you have to be worried about when during this COVID thing?
Yeah, there's a ton of precautions. Like I said, if they're not mentally or y'all ain't on the same page of how you feel about COVID, it's kind of one way to think about it. And then he like I said, he took care of his parents. So there was a matter of like somebody elderly in his life. He also was a hypochondriac. So he was getting tested pretty weekly.
I mean, that's not because of his job. That was just literally just like, hey.
That was just like him just being a hypochondriac. So like I always knew where he stood when it came to COVID. Because like weekly results.
The whole time.
Yeah.
It's funny. People are not getting tested for STDs no more. They're getting tested for COVID. What's your results? Let me see your results.
Yeah, pretty much. And he would do that too. He was like, let me see your COVID results. And I would just text it to him. I would just screenshot him like, here you go. I was like, okay, cool. Like,
wow.
So like that makes it interesting. It's like, how much is too much? Like how much is this like, I get like you're being very safe and I like it, but now maybe it's intruding on my, my personal space. It's like
I didn't see it as that because like I said, we were also like long distance. So it wasn't like we were seeing each other often. And the few times that we did see each other, or I think I did fly to him once during the you guys, why'd you do it at the same time?
It was scripted.
It was like 15. But it wasn't that like I said, I take COVID, like I understand it's real. Like I understand that 400 other people died. So I don't really mind getting tested. Or like kind of sending people my results, especially because I live right next to the Washington National Stadium, and there's free COVID testing there every day.
Oh wow!
Nice.
I'm pretty fortunate in the sense that I'm like I can literally walk outside and then there's a testing center right there.
I mean, they have that here.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying in terms of like you shouldn't like feel like you're getting interrogated by a person, but also I'm just like, so yeah, there's a certain way to present it, but I feel like if you are getting offended by any of these questions or if you're taking any of this as personal, then I would just say you're not someone who I want to be around in the first place, because that tells me you're not taking it seriously.
Right.
So
I mean, there was this one time there was another guy I was dating and he was like also another long distance guy. Like I said, he was coming back to like the DMV area because he's from here, and he was like, let's meet up, and I was like, okay, sounds good. But he was like, but before we meet up, I need you to get tested. Right? Because he was coming back home to see his parents, and like, he was like, I'm going to be staying with them and all that kind of stuff. At first I was like, who are you to tell me to get tested? But then I was like,
but that's like, so like that's why like it's hard to say those things and not don't think the other person's gonna be like, oh, definitely, I'll just get tested. Like, like reality for dating for me, like, like it's about me. It's not about you.
I was like, weren't you just
and this is our relationship. Welcome to
when you first start off, it's like, I don't know you. Like, You're like, I don't know you. So it's like,
Like
well,
this is like a guy from my past, so he wasn't new. So these are all people I've had like some shared form of history with, where I'm like, I can side eye you, but like I know like your intentions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know you're not really a dick person. But like I definitely was like, I thought you was excited to see me. Like, why you up there like asking me to get tested? He was like, I am excited to see you. I want to see you, but like, you know, that is, I feel like once he reassured me, then I stopped side eyeing him.
I like that guy. He sounds like a very responsible, affirming person. Yeah.
No, I think it's great, you know, and from a guy, like, you're not gonna, you know, like I said, mentality wise, you know, how I would have thought of it as a guy, it's just like, why, like it's so, like, it's very, like you're FBI now on me. It's like, you know, so it hurts. It does hurt for a second, you know, like it does hurt, you know, but like I said, it took you a second to like, okay, I'm gonna stop siding him because I realized he has this whole family. So like, it just takes a second, you know, to realize that.
I just feel like guys just reassure a girl, you know what I mean? If you're gonna say it, just be like reassuring with it. Just be like, it's nothing like you. It's literally the world is like, you know, is in a global pandemic, and just like once you do that and you kind of bring it back to like, you know, reality, then you kind of like get over it. Okay, I'll go get tested.
So this is a new thing. It's not me, it's you, but it's not you, it's the world.
It's the situation that we're in. Yeah, that's true. Like, it's a good excuse. You can blame anything on COVID.
Right. You blame everything on COVID.
COVID got me pregnant. No. I'm just saying.
That is true. I know many people who are pregnant. It's like COVID, baby.
I mean, hey, you have a lot more time to be inside. So, so what have you learned about yourself through all this? You know, with like COVID dating, like anything new that you know you learned about like how you want to be with somebody, or like, you know, how
I kind of learned, I just learned my preferences and what I want when it comes to dating. And I like I said, I think one of my biggest preferences is that like, I don't want to do distance anymore.
You don't want to do what? I'm sorry.
I don't want.
Oh, that's real. No.
So I think like having done that through COVID or with past guys that were, you know, I dated this year, and I'm like, all right, I don't want to, because I think there's like something where, I don't know, my therapist told me about like, there's like preferences where you prefer something then, and then there's like adjustments and like, what are you willing to adjust to make it happen?
That's real.
And I was like, honestly, my preference is I don't want to do distance, and I don't want any situationships anymore.
Yes.
So
that's real.
I guess if you don't want me,
the directness and
the directness.
No, I love that. You know, I love the fact that it's like, you know, but so also I would ask, you know, like when you're dating someone, like, do you presumptuously, like, do you say these things to them, or is this kind of like you mentally just taking a picture of like?
I did not, but maybe I might start doing it in the future.
Okay.
I think you should. Personally.
Yeah, I think I haven't done that before.
Yeah, I mean,
well, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think she should?
Did you guys do that? Was she like, I want a ring or something like that by spring?
We gonna shut off now? No, I was direct. I think, you know, at least like it's kind of like what I went out of this, you know, because like I just came out of situationship, you know, before I seen her, and so I learned from that. I was like, okay, I'm done with this kind of like messing with people, talking to them, trying to figure them out, and kind of just like just going with emotion. Like, no, I just want to just be direct and like, hey, are we compatible or are we not?
Right.
If we're not, that's fine. Let's just keep it pushing, you know. And so like that was kind of how we started. Yeah. But this is coming from a guy that's been through it, and it's like, okay, I'm done with it, you know. So to have it different perspective of a lady, you know, coming to me direct, you know, about how she wants stuff. Like I can tell you, I think it's how I said it at the beginning. It's like guys are sensitive, you know, like even like guys are very like they are. Like we are very sensitive people. You know, we try to act tough, you know, sometimes. Yeah. But
you guys like secretly all want to be like breastfed and held and coddled.
Mama's boys out here, you know. So it's real. So it's like when you say those things, you know, like it has like, you know, for a guy, we need it in a way where it's like we still feel like, you know, we're needed, you know, in the situation, you know, not like, oh, you got everything figured out, you know, like, I don't need you, you know, like, hey, you know, if you weren't around, I'll find someone else. Like, cause that's kind of like the picture that we kind of get in our brain, like, you know, like damn, like
I don't those vibes.
So I would say the advice I had gotten for my friend was that maybe not to be like, oh, I want a relationship, but just to ask that person, like, okay, well, what are you looking for? And so you can see their response. Like, are you unsure? Are you looking for a relationship? Do you not know? And then you can kind of like respond on his answers just based on that. But I think I was like,
and make sure they're genuine. Like, you know, sometimes some people be giving some flaky answers out, you know, just to persuade you in a different direction. And so it's like there's always red flags in every kind of like, you know, conversation. But yeah, I think, you know, she definitely asked me about what I want, and that's why I took it to like level 100 with my question. I don't want no babies. I want this. I want that. You know, so I was like, oh, you want that? All right, I think we good then.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that was a very nice, helpful for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Shout out to my friend.
Oh, good question. Thanks for the suggestions. I definitely will be a little bit more direct the next time.
So are you gonna, because you said you're kind of slowing down, so are you gonna start dating again? Are you focusing on yourself right now?
I'm not, like, I love dating, and I feel like COVID definitely ruined it for me. And I'm just like, you know, this could have been my year of sledding. Well, because it never happened.
It can never happen, Jason.
The honesty is love. I appreciate it. That's real.